welcome to the Photo Finale online preview. This is definitely a work in progress, and you can tell I am no pro at this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sign out of the Photo Finale web version, and we're going to do a demo right from the beginning, right from scratch. The real key to this system is that the mobile version is the same on web as it is on a phone. So you're seeing what my phone looks like, and you're seeing what the web looks like. The phone has the most, I would say, the fastest experience for uploading and accessing images of any of the systems on the market. The way it works is this is a responsive design, so as it sees them on a phone, it's now reorganizing the page to make sure that everything is visible and everything is merchandised the way I want it to be merchandised. Differently than it is in a web page, but certainly appropriate. Now the customers, whoops, sorry. Somebody's at my house and my ring went off. Okay, so let's go ahead and sign in. So just like the website, the phone allows you to authenticate through Facebook and also allows you to authenticate normally. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my Facebook credentials. And now I'm automatically logged in. Now I have access to every image I've ever uploaded, okay, as well as access to all my Facebook photos, as well as access to all my Instagram photos, all through the main system. Okay. The customer can then, let's take a look at the upload experience. So as I want to go ahead and create a new collection, and I'm going to upload this and say we have audio. Hopefully you guys aren't too bored because you've seen this already. We're going to go ahead and upload some photos. We can upload from our photo library, from iCloud, from Dropbox, or others. So I'm going to upload right from my camera. My daughter was going to make a book of a tea party she had with her dolls. So I'm going to upload some of her pictures, and you guys can see the speed of the uploading. Again, this is right from my phone. These images are not faked or anything. You notice they're 4 megabyte and 3 megabyte files being uploaded in full resolution right from our browser. It is a multi-threaded upload, and I would say it's the fastest on the market. It's common for customers to order 200-300 photos at a time right from mobile, and it works appropriately with no issue. The customers can then select images if they wanted to select an image to download. Let's say they wanted to go into a collection that they uploaded an image a long time ago, and then they wanted this picture on their phone, and they hadn't had it for a while. They can just simply hit the download button, and then they could save that image right to their camera roll. So now what I've done is I've taken an image out of my iCloud, my Photo Finale cloud system, and now I've saved it to my local computer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Safari. Okay, and now the customer, let's just say what I want you to do is uploading these images or printing these images that I just created. I'm going to select my images. I'm going to say order, and I'd like 4x6s of those images. Okay, I'd like to say check out. Okay, you can do the cropping, the normal cropping, just as we did before. But let's say, wait a minute, I didn't get all my images. What I'd like to do is order images from my other roles, from my Facebook page. So let's go to my Facebook page. I can select some images, right, from any Facebook album. Now I can order albums from my Facebook page, or I can order them from my normal page. So it's very easy to browse all your images. You then go through your normal cropping just like your website works. You can see I cropped these in the earlier presentation where you had no audio. I simply hit next, okay? And then now I can go through and I can say, well, I'd like to order something creative. So let's go ahead and do a creative product. Okay, so in this case, let's do a card. And we're going to do a 8x4 card. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do a Christmas card. But you can notice the speed of our mobile solution. It's working as fast, if not faster, than a browser would work. So now I can go through and I can look at all of my cards that are available, and I can find the right one. So I'm going to make that card right there. I simply hit next. I come in here, I select a spot, and I'm going to go ahead and put this picture of a doll right there. I'll move it down. You can then zoom in. You could rotate. You can crop. We even have editing functions. Aviary does work in the phone as well as on the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and add some text. you get the idea. I can do a Christmas card. I'm done with my Christmas card. I simply add to cart, and then it works just like my normal checkout does. I can also continue shopping, and we could try something else. Okay, Rachel's making fun of me on Slack and saying, I can't believe you didn't lose any attendees. Well, me too. I'm shocked at your patience. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to make another product. Let's try a canvas product. We can then go in and say, I want to do a black-edged canvas. I want to do a square black-edged canvas. I want to do a 20 by 20. You simply hit next. And all the customer is going to do is select the photo they want. Oh, that's not the one I want. I wanted to get one out of my Facebook feed. Right? I'm going to get this one from Facebook that I haven't seen in 10 years. Look how young I was. I even had a little bit of hair. Right? I'm going to zoom it in. I can add some text if I'd like to. Just add a text box, put the text wherever I want, resize it, and add to. Coming up in about 10 days. Now let's take a look at another example of something interesting. So let's say they come to your mobile site because you've given them a link in an email campaign. So you send in an email campaign saying 20% off cards for the Christmas season. Click here to go there. And you link right to your main page. There's a feature in the PFSR where they can actually just come here and they can type in cards and they don't even have to browse around, and they'll just get all the cards you have. Right? And then they can go say, well, I'd like to do the 8x6 flat card. That was what I was looking for. Then they can create it. They can also go in and type anything. They could type in mug. You know, you get the idea. The search is a very powerful feature of our system. I want to create a travel mug. Okay, simply hit next. And the mug will work just like the other products do. Choosing a photo. My pool getting redone. And then you just zoom in. Add text on your mug, and then away you go. Right? Then you can add that right to your cart and check out. All the functionality from italic, bold, font, alignment, color. You can use aviary editing, as I mentioned before, and you also have the search functionalities. It also will work with locations. So it'll go to your location page built into your Photo Finale so they can find you on a Google map very easily. They can look at all your locations. So the idea that we're trying to demonstrate to you is your sites are all purely mobile. They work on all phones. They work efficiently, and I think they work even faster than they do on a PC. I think that is the nuts and bolts of what I wanted to talk about. It's very simple, quick, and easy. I didn't want to keep you guys forever today because it's impromptu. If you have any questions, please send them out. Rachel is monitoring that, and she can send a question to me. Trying to think of anything else I wanted to demonstrate on the mobile version. PicMonkey will not work, which is a question we just got. And the reason why PicMonkey will not work is it's Flash-based, and Flash does not work on iPhones. So because it doesn't work on iPhones, we disabled it for Android as well. So that's the only reason why PicMonkey won't work. It's not a limitation of us, it's a limitation of the system. If you guys don't have PFSR, that's what this version of the Photo Finale site. It's something you should talk to your sales guys about. It's very affordable. It gives you a nice, clean look on a phone. Makes it easy to work with. It's simple to design. We can knock it out for you in about 2 days and give you better SEO and also just a better look. On top of that, one of the great things about our mobile system is when you send your emails out, as you guys know from your MyLab experience, you can link directly from your emails to a particular product. So while they're on their phone, you could send an email, 25% off cards. If in your link you link right to the cards on your website, it will link right to there on their phone, and they can order within minutes of getting your email. Now, as we know, 60% of all emails are opened up on a phone first. So that's going to give you a better close rate this Christmas for any specials. So as you're producing your emails, don't go with the generic go to myphotos.com or whatever the name of your website is. Go directly to the product itself that you're trying to promote, and that'll allow your customers to have a better experience. Yes, it's possible for dealers to try Sandbox if they want. All you have to do is go into your website. So I'm going to go right here real quick to show you. And if you went to, let's just pick on Dan's camera, you could go to Dan's camera, pfsandbox.com. So whatever your URL is, just do that URL .pfsandbox.com. Now pfsandbox will not be as fast as our traditional websites. It will take a little bit longer to load because it's not cached as much. But please feel free to take a look at it. Sandbox is always a look at what we're working on. There are some days it won't work at all, and you'll see some goofy results. Some days it'll be working perfectly because we're about to release. So whatever you see on Sandbox, you're kind of getting a glimpse at how we're working and what's coming down the pike for us. So you can spy on what we're working on, look at new features. For example, a new feature that's going to be available on mobile as well as the traditional website is the Rush Order Charge. Rush Order Charge will be available in 10 days as well, and you'll be able to configure that in MyLab, and you'll be able to charge an additional amount of money for customers to have orders rushed out. So it'll be a notification in MyLab, Lab 50, and Print 50, as well as a possible email if you'd like to have a particular person emailed when there's a rush charge. So that's another feature you can take a look at in the Sandbox. How do you delete a picture from the cart? Okay, well that's easy enough. So if I'm in my cart here and I have images in the cart, I can just go here, order, and I can do a -4x6, and it'll take it right off. And then that one's no longer in the ordering. So all you have to do is select images and then go right from there. For images that are in the iCloud, will they be pulled down in high res? Yes, of course. The high res will be pulled down. What it'll do is a two-step. You'll choose the photo. It'll then download it to the phone and then upload it from the phone directly to our system. And that's all handled natively within the iOS. So yes, it'll download the full resolution for iCloud. Right now, Rush, somebody's asking a question, can they edit the name Rush to whatever they want? Right now, I don't know that we can. I will put that in the notes, and Rachel and I will make sure that we try to make it editable. Right now, it is called a Rush charge. Since it's not released, we probably have some time to make that an editable field. So I can't commit to that, but right now it's just called a Rush charge. But we'll take that under advisement. Oh, you can't see my phone right now? Boom. There we go. Sorry, you wanted to be able to remove a print. You just go like that, select it, and it takes it right away. Right? Simple as that for removing it from the cart. I'm trying to think what else to see. I think the real key difference between our systems and any of the other systems in the market is the speed at which it works and the cleanliness of the user interface. It's a very clean interface. If I just want to add more photos at any point in time, I'm just using it just like I do my traditional website. You guys are getting a glimpse of what I take pictures of, by the way. Bunch of ridiculousness. And then we'll upload some more photos, and then you'll see how fast that is. And then again, we could just keep adding images right into our cart. It's very effective, very clean. It always keeps your brand at the top of mind, but doesn't clutter it up with a lot of words. Okay. So now once I got that, now I've added some images into my catalog, and I can continue to order those photos if I'd like. But the real new thing that we're really trying to show is that starting in 10 days, every single product that you have in your catalog will be available to be ordered right from the phone. So that Christmas ornament project that you wanted to have done, somebody wanted to, right, there we go. Now we're creating an ornament in real time from an email that you guys had sent to the customer. In a matter of minutes, you're getting orders because they're going directly right into the system. Okay, shop for creative products. But look how fast that system is. Very, very quick, very easy, very clean, and not a lot of changes for your customers. They don't really need to learn anything new to order from you mobile. Let's take a look at what a multi-image. I don't think we did any multi-image products so far. So a multi-image product on a phone, you simply click there. I'm going to select an image. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to a different catalog. I'm going to go, There's a good image. I don't use such a good naming convention all the time. There we go. We're just adding photos into our cart, into our product. Right. And there we go. Now I've started to lay out my mouse pad. This image needs to be rotated. Right. I don't even know what that's an image of. There we go. Now I'm ready to order that mouse pad just like that. Add to cart, and I'm ready to go. Simple as that. Okay, I got another question here. How about books? Possible? So books are theoretically possible. I'll show you what it looks like. Books are going to be tough on a phone because of how many pages, and the way you lay it out is not exactly that recommended. We may turn off books simply because it doesn't look that great because of how many pages there are. We have to spend a little more time. But essentially now I'm laying out a book just like I laid out another product, right? I'm laying out my book. I can go to the next page. I can go to the next page. So you get the idea. All the images works. I can change the layout or backgrounds just like I can on the normal website. So it's possible to work on a phone. And you can go. You can change, add a photo. You know, you can come in here. I can add text on my photo books. Again, we're still working on the text. The text engine, that's the biggest thing we're still changing, because right now you see it kind of lays over on top of what I'm supposed to see, so that's what we're fixing. But yeah, books work. You can change everything from background color picker, and you can change a background, and right. All right, so I changed the background on this page, and I can add an image. Again, I can go back to my Facebook feed, and now I can create a photo book. So granted, if somebody wants to create a photo book in our engine, they certainly can. I don't know that it's a great user experience, not because of our software, just because it's, you know, a phone's a weird interface for a big product like a book. So anyway, yes, photo books do work, and all the functionality that you notice anywhere else in any of our websites are fully functional in the website. So you can see, actually, it's a testament to our system. This photo book works actually, it's better than I thought it was the other day. As I'm demoing it, I'm actually falling in love with it here. I can zoom in, so I'm just making my photo book as I go along here. Right? And I can say, well, that's not really the layout I wanted. I needed this layout here. So actually, it's quite effective. Okay. I don't think you'll get a $150 photo book out of this phone, but I think the Prestige softcover book for $9.99 might be made on a phone. And it also works with all the other stuff. So yes, photo books are possible. But again, what I'd like to illustrate is just the speed of our phone interface, our mobile interface. It's much fast. Can we see spreads on making books on the computer like it was in Silverlight? Also, so somebody's asking a question about the spread view, and I'm betting money that it's Jennifer Winter from Winter Photographics. But anyway, I think that, yes, that feature will be there. The HTML version is not completely at parity with where Silverlight was. There are 4 features that are still missing. 1, the watermark feature. 2, the grid lines. 3, the photo spread view. And I think there's one other feature, and I can't remember what it is. But all those features will be there. They may not make it in prior to Christmas because we are going to be locking down on November 16th. The website, the websites won't be going forward after November 16th, but they will be there next year for sure. Nope, it was Bill Crofton. Okay, I thought for sure that was Jennifer. So you can see it's very effective, very easy to use. Multi-page works, multi-image works, and nothing really changes other than that. So if your customers are used to your web experience, they're going to be really used to your online experience. Somebody says they definitely want the spread back in. We agree. We want all features there at all times. It really has to do with memory. and that's why it's not there right now, and it takes a little longer to get the memory. Any other questions? Okay, just give it a second here. Rachel's typing something. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else anybody needed to see on the mobile site. Again, memberships work. Facebook Authenticate works. I'm not sure what debug. Somebody's asking about debug settings. Rachel's going to answer him directly because it's more of a nuanced item. So if you're not on PFSR right now, give it a shot. If anybody wants to, I can show real quick the new Avon Moto Photo site. This is a new site that Joel just put together. This is our full enterprise system. Oh, wait, I have more questions coming in. Okay. Why do you still have the red circle with the ink looking thing? All right, let me see. Right there? So that's letting you know as soon as I've logged in, if they don't know they have a collection, that's where they click to get their collection, and they can go from there. So that's a notification the first time you log in to go ahead and click there. So customers may not have ever logged in on mobile. They may have only logged in on the website. And there are some people who don't know what these little hamburger menus are yet. They're really common in the internet now. These are everywhere on every website. So most people are getting used to it, but hamburger menu means there's more to do over there and there's more to see. But when you first log in, it'll show you that little circle with the answer. Oh, I can't see my phone. Sorry. I got distracted. So, okay, I'm going to go back here, go back to upload and print. The question somebody was asking is, what's the deal with this thing, the circle with the arrow? And it's because people may be logging in for the first time on their phone where they have been logging on your traditional website, PC-based website, for a while. So this is kind of informing them that this is where you click to get your menu. It's called a hamburger menu, and it's used on just about every mobile site as you start to skew things down. Okay. Somebody'd like to know if we can take a look at calendars. Sure. Take a look at calendars. Okay, let's take a look at a calendar here. We're going to do a multi-page calendar. We're going to do 11, right, and we're going to do a US. Okay, 11.5 by month. All right, and then we're going to choose our design, and we want it to be a full year calendar, and we'll do the gray linen. Okay, and it works just like the website. Now we come through. This is my cover page. I'll choose some photos. I really keep choosing the weird photos. I don't know why I do that. Let's get Matthias. He's good looking. All right. Choose Matthias again. There we go. Handsome. There's your months. You can add text onto a month, just like you can. And now we're going through and creating a calendar, just like you do online. Very effective, very easy. And because of the way we do text on a date, it's very obvious what's going on. Okay. They could say, wait a minute, that's not the layout I wanted right there. So they can actually go ahead and, here's how you send forward and bring backwards too. So I'm going to go ahead and change the layout here. That's a little something I got to work on. There we go. Well, that's the layout I wanted on that one. Okay, add text. So that's how you create a calendar. It's as simple as that. Very easy and very effective. Somebody asked a question, how can you give me some recommendations on how to promote via email or text? That is something that we will be sending we'll send a newsletter or a promotion out on how to do that effectively. I think also IPI members and PhotoSource members are getting pretty effective communication from their head offices. But essentially, if you're going to be promoting a greeting card special, you're going to want to have a piece of artwork with some great greeting cards that you've already printed in your store. I always tell people to use images that people can tell are local. That makes it feel more real. It makes it feel more homey. And then what you're going to do is, instead of putting a link to your main website, let's say myphotos.com, instead what you're going to do is you're going to link to myphotos.com/cards/Christmas. And then that's going to link directly to your Christmas products. Now you're going to get those links directly from MyLab, not necessarily from what I just said. So go into MyLab, go to the links section, and you can pull down all the links for your products. If you're not familiar with that, well, let's see if I can log into MyLab real quick. All right, so you would just go into store management here, go into web links, and then you would find your link to the product that you want to link to. Now this is my Prestige photo book, so it doesn't have a lot of products. But if you had lots of products, it would show all of your products here. And then you would just say, okay, this is the link to Prestige lay flat books. Now you're going to copy that link, and you're going to put that in your email rather than linking to your main page. So go to the web links area, find the links for what you want, and put that into your email itself. And now, because if you are marketing via text or Instagram or Facebook, you can embed those same links into anything, text, Instagram, Facebook, however. Those are very effective. And can you change the template design after starting a project? On the mobile version, that is not possible right now. That is a limitation today, and I think over time you're going to get to where we were. That was the fourth feature that was in Silverlight that's not in HTML5 that I couldn't remember. So that will be in the HTML5/mobile version in an upcoming releases, but it is not at parity right now. It does not have that feature today. Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else we want to talk about here. Now, some of you have signed up for PFSR, and you see this picture of somebody on a beach, and it says secure and responsive. Some of you are sticking with that, and I do not recommend that. So if you are signed up for PFSR and you've converted and you haven't given us replacement hero shots, you need to make sure you come up with something that's more regionally focused. It looks like what your store looks like. For example, Motophoto Avon has a picture of Hartford, and it looks beautiful. People recognize this as a local company, and this is somebody who understands my market. You also want to come up with a better tagline than secure and responsive. Secure and responsive was the tagline to talk to you guys, not to a consumer. What you're going to want to do is come up with a tagline like your products brought to life, like Joel came up right here. You don't want to use secure and responsive as your tagline. That's doesn't mean anything to any average consumer ordering a Christmas card. So again, talk to your sales guys if you're not yet on the PFSR system. But you can see how easy it looks. And then this is what it looks like on a PC. So this is what it looks like on the PC, that same exact site. This is what it looks like scaling. So it's purely responsive no matter how big you make the screen. Right? It'll work effectively on the screen. I think that covers it. Are there any more questions? Okay, Rachel's typing right now. Let me see if she's coming up with something. She's typing a lot. What else is going on? So I would take a look. If you haven't seen avonmotophotos.com, take a look at what they've come up with for their designs and how they talk about their products, how they priced them, and so on and so forth. Sure, the site is very, I think somebody's asking the question, how many images are possible on the site? Sure, lots of photos. So So I'll take a look at my catalog here. I'm going to go ahead and sign in on Facebook, see how many images I have with. We have people who upload 2,000, 3,000 images at a time. That's going to be browser dependent and your computer dependent. But if you were uploading photos, and I'm not going to upload large because it takes too long, but I'll show you just real quick, uploading a ton of photos, the efficiency of our system versus any of our others markets out there. So if I go ahead and upload, it'll then start to do that up. Oh, I'm on Sandbox too, so that's going to be interesting. So there you go. This is our speed. I'm just uploading photos now. And as fast as it can scale it, it's uploading them. So now my desktop is talking to you guys and talking to my iPhone, so it's using quite a lot of bandwidth just to talk to other things. Why is the add photo? So somebody's asking a question. Why is the add photo button not always available? Well, it is always available. If you're taking a look at the mobile site, we'll go right here. I'm not in a collection. If I'm in a collection right here, this orange button at the top, I'm going to circle with the mouse, is the add photo button. And if I click there, I can add a photo. Right? If I'm in a new collection, and I create a new collection, and we start with a new collection, we'll just call this new collection. We'll just call it whatever. Then the upload photos button is available in the body because there's no images. But the upload photo button is always available on every page, with the exception of if you're inside of a Facebook album, and then it is no longer available. So, but if you're in our cloud, the Photo Finale cloud, you will see the upload button on every single page. So somebody's asking a question of what browsers do I recommend? We really don't recommend any browser. We like them all. They all have their own quirks and things that have issues. Now that we're all on HTML5, there should be no more issues with compatibility with certain browsers. The only browser that I'm not a fan of personally, and it has nothing to do with anything other than personal preference, is Firefox. And that's because Firefox is always changing their system, and they're coming up with weird rules. So just on a principle, I don't like Firefox. My browsers are Google and Chrome, and I use Edge. Those are my two browsers. I like Edge a lot, but I use Chrome a lot more. Okay. So you can see the upload demo I'm doing here is not that good because, again, I'm AirPlaying my phone, I'm doing a webinar, and I'm uploading all from the same Wi-Fi on my computer here. But we have 117 images we uploaded right there, and that works fine. There's no issues with having 117 images. There's not an issue with 500 or 200 or 300 images. If you had a faster connection, it would just go faster. Our system will go up to about 90 megabits with the max I think you can get through a browser to our system. So you see how it pages images in and out. You get a slight delay as you go down below. See that? Any other questions? But again, because we are in a mobile cloud system, notice all those images I just uploaded are also available on my phone immediately. I'm in the same exact album. Isn't that interesting? So no matter what you do in your Photo Finale system, it's immediately available everywhere, and that's kind of the beauty of a cloud-based system. So if somebody is uploading, and a great example of how to use that, and this is probably going to start boring people, I'm going to lose them in a minute, but a great example of how to use that is if somebody comes into your store and refuses to plug their phone into your kiosk, and also doesn't know their iTunes password, which happens, and they don't know how to download the apps that we have, they can use the website to sync images directly to their account and then access them via the kiosk. So as long as they're uploading from their phone directly to your website, if they want to use the kiosk, they could then upload them to their account, log in on their phone, and then they can access it from the kiosk by logging in at the kiosk. So that's another great way to go. Okay. Talk about, somebody had a question about gifting. So let's just take a look at a gift product again from the mobile. Well, let's choose a pure gifting product, like an ornament. So it works just the same as the website or the kiosks. It has the same project file. When the customer wants to name the product, they simply hit choose an image, place it there, right? Takes a second, and then you can now zoom in that photo. Center on him, right? And there you go. And now I add that product, and it'll go right down to Lab 50. Now once it goes into Lab 50, it'll then send it to the appropriate printer and work no different than a kiosk or website. So it's exactly the same for gifting on the phone, the web, and the kiosk now. Any other questions? But I have to say, one of the things that is amazing about our system that I've always enjoyed is the fact that in real time, my account is syncing. No matter where I am, it's exactly the same in kiosk, web, mobile, or wherever, because it is all cloud-based. So no matter if something goes wrong, the customer never loses any data. Let's say they were uploading 1,000 images, and for some reason their system crashed at image 500, or the power went out, or they left, they were uploading, it was going to take so long that they went and got a cup of coffee, they came back and the kids closed it. All the images that had started uploading will still be cached in their cloud, and they'll be there. So it's kind of one of the advantages of our cloud-based system. You guys can see I use Ring at my house because I keep getting notifications somebody's at my house. Okay, any more questions, Rachel? All right, I'm going to give it just another minute. Again, take a look at Silverline here if you want to get an idea of what a PFSR looks like if you don't have a PFSR. If you'd like to, oh, Rachel just said you're not seeing my notifications and you don't see my Ring. All right. So if you don't have PFSR, talk to your sales guys or just take a look at it, see if you like it. This is called a hamburger menu, in case you guys ever wonder what that thing is called. Get used to it. It's on all websites now as you're looking at things that are responsive. Somebody's asking a question, what's the refresh time when we add a new product in Lab 50? That can be variable depending on the load on our database at the time. It is no longer than 8 hours for a product to go live. It sometimes can be down to 15 minutes. It depends on the load in the database at that particular time. If you need to rush a product availability for some reason, you need to have it done in 15 minutes, you would just contact our support team and they could push the cache and make it live immediately. But it's not really built to be a live previewing system because it is working with real production. So, for example, we had a customer at a trade show, their own trade show last week, who made changes in their Lab 50 and then had us push them and then actually accidentally deleted half of the catalogs. And then she was down for the first half of her trade show as we had to recover. So you want to be a little bit careful with production sites. You don't want to change products or add products while consumers may be using it. You want to do those in off hours, if at all possible. Another hint is, though, if you add a product, it's available in PF Sandbox before it's available in the main site. So if you were to check PF Sandbox after you add a product, it'll be available there in about 15 minutes almost always. So that's another good way to do testing, is using your Sandbox site to test your site. Okay, Rachel, any more questions? Give it a couple minutes, a couple seconds rather. Okay, somebody's asking what the Sandbox site is again. Okay, so if you have a website, let's say your Crown Camera. Let me just get Crown Camera. You guys get a little window into our back-end databases. That's how I get your website so fast. All right, so if I'm at crowncamera.photofinale.com, if I change this to crowncamera.pssandbox.com, I would get my Sandbox version. And what Sandbox is essentially a version of your website running in our development environment. So our development environment is what we're working on, not everything we're working on, but what we're working on that's getting ready to be released. So everything that's about to get released will be available here. So you'll notice if I go to Crown Camera, the same thing I could demonstrate there. You'll see the rush order and you'll see all the features for PS Sandbox. Now, if you are a primary domain like Wisconsin Prints, so if you're wisconsinprints.com and you wanted to test out your Sandbox, you would just do wisconsinprints.pssandbox.com, and then I have the www there. You gotta get rid of the www, and then you should be good to go. All right, now I'm looking at my Wisconsin Prints and my PS Sandbox page. Okay, so if you're a primary domain, you just take away your www and then the .com and replace it with .ps Sandbox. If you're a Photo Finale domain, you just replace Photo Finale with PS Sandbox, and then you'll get a case of our demo site. So custom domain, somebody just had for PixM, that'll be PixM. PS Sandbox. And then there you go. And then that's your Sandbox version. So if you wanted to see what that mobile site looks like in your website, you can do that right now and test it on your phone by just going to that URL. And you can see PixM is one of our very fine French-speaking customers who does an amazing job. Mark there is quite clever and writes a lot of his HTML code himself. Okay. Any other questions? So wait a minute. Maybe we should do that. I'm a bad typer. So if I go to sandbox.com, you can see the PixM site running in pure mobile. Notice he's got a mobile header here. So I don't have a Facebook login with them, but it looks like we need to do some work to get the creative working in a Sandbox mode for them. But I think Mark, you're porting anyway. So you get the idea of how to do it. I don't speak French, so I got lost. I apologize. Yeah, so somebody just asked a question about Facebook and Instagram, and that's a good question. There's actually 4 projects that are going on inside Photo Finale now, which we hope to have finished by next Friday. Project number 1 is all iPhone apps will be updated to 3.85, which is our latest version. Within the next 4 or 5 days, you guys, everybody who subscribes to our iPhone apps, should see a publish update coming from the iTunes Store. The second thing is Instagram has updated their API, and we had to comply with new security requirements from Instagram, and we have implemented the new Instagram API, and within the next 6 or 7 days, all websites will have an updated Instagram interface. If they don't have Instagram now, they're going to get it if they licensed it, and if they're going to get a new one if they already have it. The third thing we're doing is Google Maps is now requiring licensing of maps. You have to actually be a licensee of the API. This doesn't cost you guys anything. We paid the license for all of our members, so it's not going to cost you anything. We are in the process of updating all of our websites with the new Google API license, which just makes sure that at some point when Google starts to enforce their license dictates that you're not going to lose linkage to the Google Maps. The last thing is Facebook has updated their API similar to how Instagram did. So legacy websites that were prior to a certain date are working fine, and then new websites, dates after a site, we're having a problem with the Facebook integration. That will be resolved again in the next 5 to 10 days for all clients. So we have a big push going on within Photo Finale now to make sure all social and mobile connectors have been updated to the latest version and are ready to go for the November season. And the idea behind, anyway, that's where we are with all the social connectors. I am recording this session, by the way. Somebody had just asked. I will be sending it out. It's going to be really boring for the first 5 minutes because we didn't have any sound, so make sure you warn people. I made a mistake, and they had to start over. But yes, we're going to be publishing this once it's done. Okay, Rachel, if there's not any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go. We took just about an hour, and I think I don't want to waste too much of people's time. All right, no more questions. I want to thank everybody for your time. Sorry, I apologize for the confusion in the beginning and the informality of the presentation, but I wanted to keep it real. And again, this is an impromptu because we were having so many questions about mobile and this Christmas and how to make it work. Hopefully you can see now that the Photo Finale platform is not only the fastest on the market, it's the most secure and also now the most flexible system for all of your production. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any more questions. I know Rachel and I love to get questions from you guys, and we look forward to hearing from you. Oh, the last question somebody's asking is, when will it be off Sandbox and live? It will be live within the next 10 days. It could be as early as next Thursday, no later than 10 days from today. So we don't have an exact date with software. There's sometimes always testing that comes on, and you have to figure out some nuance of something that you're trying to work through. So it's hard to pinpoint an exact date, but in the next 10 days it should be live. There's nothing you're going to need to do. It'll just be available, and we'll notify you when it is. Okay, thanks again, everybody. We really appreciate your business, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Take care.